Hey, Happy New Year, you guys. You know what you clicked on. This is not the most recent randomizer. There's a version 1.15 something or another. This is still the one that I used previously on X-Men. No, so here we are again. New year, same old thing. What is this, number 20? I don't know what this is. But we're looking awful brown. Yeah, I selected that brown tunic for you. You're welcome. 20 rupees. It's a start. We're gonna need a start for the shops. So you know the drill. We get the fairy, we choose between human or transformation form. And here we go again, I guess. This is gonna be very similar to the last one I did, which was entitled The Last One or something. The One Last Time, I think. Whoa. That was weird. So yeah, I guess in a way, trying to end the randomizers, but they're back by popular demand or something. Maybe there is no end. Maybe we're living a Majora's Mask with these things. I created a monster! No, I don't know what I did. We got a song, a sword. Postman's Hat Giants thing. Elegy of Emptiness. Ah, God, that's a thing, isn't it? We can't afford anything. Stupid Elegy of Emptiness. A part of me dies inside every time I see that. Why do I say this is my second favorite game of all time when it's got so much crap in it? You gotta climb the mountain 5 times over. You gotta climb Stone Tower with the stupid song. You gotta scoop the eggs. And the swamp's a pain in the neck. Ah, well. It's the story, man. The Bomber's Notebook. That's a wallet. Yeah, Clocktown and the Bomber's Notebook. If not for that, this game would be garbage. Maybe not full garbage, but... it's the replay value syndrome is what it is. Anything is fantastic the first couple times, but when you reach 20 or something... you're losing your mind. I guess we're going kid. We don't have another transformation, so... let's hope this is the good one. It's gonna be a hook shot. Here we go, just like one of the seeds before. Nope. I know one of them, it was the hook shot, though. I can't remember if it was human reward or other reward, but... so we're waiting on 10 a.m. for Madame Aroma. In the meantime... singing songs in the kitchen. No, we're not going to the kitchen, not yet. Don't have a sword to smack the owl. I guess we can hop, skip, and a jump to the chest over here. The 100 rupee chest. And by that point, it'll be 10 a.m. because... it takes 2 hours to jump twice. You ever notice that his boots look tiny in this game compared to Ocarina of Time? Oath to Order, there it is, end of the game. We're done. No, not really. Gorman, I'm gonna beat you. I'm coming for yous. Now you can't beat him. 10 o'clock on the nose, he swings that door wide open and goes waltzing in with his hands behind his back as if he's not a violent lullaby doll thing. What? Watch it. Stare at the violent door and he's like oh, maybe he's not so violent. What are those little lullaby music doll things? Yeah, music boxes that like spin weird. I forgot his legs actually move. Madame Aroma, what do you smell like? Stone Tower. Oh, that's unfortunate. What does Stone Tower smell like? Nobody's ever asked this question before. Oh yeah, the ocarina's a piano. And isn't that nice? Alright, now we're moving. As soon as we get a transformation mask, we could forfeit the cycle and go check the other fairy reward. Or we could do what we always do and put it off until forever. Until we forget, and then the end game reward is there. Alright, Bombchu, stay put. Don't do it. I hear him coming. Oh, he was right there, too. Right there. Gold trim is a good sign. Ramen mask. I ain't dancing for no chickens. Yeah, we gotta do that too. Crap. I don't wanna. I just don't wanna, man. It's 2023. We did this a million years ago. Why are we doing it again? I don't know. There's a grotto here that I frequently forget to check. Let's check it. It was actually one of the recent seeds I discovered this existed, and it's magic, too. Well, look at that, a solid jelly donut. Put your face in it, and you look like Jell-O splattered all over. Alright, now the more important thing, potentially. It is important. Toilet paper. Wait a minute, that's one we can use. The swamp is easy. The stump is major, too. How the heck do we get up there? I'll tell you how. By smacking you in the cheeks. That's how. Well, I guess we're going to the swamp because there's nothing we can do. We don't have a mask, we don't have a sword. And this renders the song that we started with useless. Song of Soaring is there, we have it. Because I always start these things with that, and I didn't change the settings. Magic? That's good. So when do we bleed into the real life talk? That's the question here. Maybe after we see what the land title deed is. Yeah, okay. No starting items except for the song, it looked like. Piece of heart is the same, although it could be from the moon. Or somewhere else. This guy's selling a piece of heart, we don't care about that, but... What do you have? That's beautiful, actually. Because without a sword, coming by money is tough. And without the Deku Mask, it's slow as garbage. So we will check the witch's shop. Well, actually, we should trigger the other witch and get the free item. And then browse the shop. And hope that this is enough rupees to clear out Clocktown, too. We got 10 in here, if you count now and the return trip. Well, actually, technically it's 14. But patience makes you, or impatience, I should say, makes you broke. Ah, crap. Come on, day one. What is it? Left, right, right, straight. Left. Right, right, straight, left, left, I think. It's amazing how this is short-term memory. Or maybe it is long-term. If I'm able to remember it, that means it's long-term memory, isn't it? Because what is the duration of short-term memory? It is a struggle, though, every time. Every time I do one of these and I get to this screen, I'm like, oh, crap. And then I get scared and nervous and my heart flutters. I could never do what some people do. Like, imagine being on one of those shows where you gotta compete physically in front of cameras and stuff. I couldn't do it, man. I have too much anxiety. Like, making a wrong move in these things makes me anxious. That's the Zora mask! And you have what? Money, that will help. Also, I think this rupee... it's cheap. So that was a 10 rupee profit. Better than nothing. Who cares about the map of Woodfall? 60 rupees for this, though. I have my doubts about Clocktown. Although now we can punch stuff. Yeah, I made a Zora Link blue. I think it's the same blue as last time. I didn't change it. But I did change the colors of all the other stuff. The magic attacks are all Majora purple, like the C buttons. So, like, Goron punches, instead of being fire, are gonna be purple. Yeah, this is slow, too. Tingle is a thing. That's also bad for our rupees. Because... where are we gonna get money? We gotta find a sword. So we can take out the bird. Great Fairy Sword! And Epona Song 2. Well, that was, convenient. I would be foolish not to get it, even though it's expensive. I don't know why, but that tingle noise just now. Like, imagine if that played in the middle, like in between songs on the radio when you're driving. Like if you were ferrying people along and then you just hear, come on, pa! People would be like, what the heck? Alright. I'm still thinking about resetting the cycle, but, like, I mean, now we have something. We have the Zora mask. Actually, Zora mask will let us get this, too. I guess this is no different than a very long puzzle. Is that a thing? That has to exist, right, on YouTube? There's gotta be videos of people doing jigsaw puzzles. There's something for everything. Like, there's toy collectors and... people who race Matchbox cars and stuff. Pictograph box. For a second I thought it was another wallet. I'm trying to remember the previous settings. The Pictobox might be important for, like, the Deku King, but all the other rupee prizes are gonna be the same, I think. Assuming I didn't do anything weird the last seed, I can't remember. Annoying bird, give me my money. So yeah, they got me on ketamine right now. I've only taken one dose though, as of recording this at the moment. My next dose is tomorrow. It's like 3 times a week. So I haven't noticed anything yet. But I am getting out of bed, which I haven't been doing. From like December 5th or something. Maybe even December 1st. Through the whole month. I've just been like laying in bed doing nothing. Being all severely depressed and crap. 'Cause 'tis the season, I suppose. Like, the only thing I ever wake up for are my appointments. When I have to go see a psychiatrist or a counselor or something. Fire arrows! I guess it's doing what it does usually, right? Everything's kind of between the shops and the tingles. Could have done the whole pot sanity thing, even though it's cumbersome for Majora's Mask compared to Ocarina of Time, but... In a way, this is a very long test, like completing a jigsaw puzzle, to see if it is back by popular demand or not. It's a bottle with red potion, the ultimate Majora's Mask bottle item. So, Woodfall, because Shiro's nowhere near. Well, actually, we have Epona's song. But we don't have the Lens of Truth, so Shiro is not a thing. There's the Deku Mask, okay. So we're just missing Goron now, and Fierce Deity, but... Deity? How do you say that word? I've heard it both ways. I swear that I have. Now, look at that nut brown beauty. Heck yeah. That was a stupid thing to say, but it's true. I think Deku Link should always be brown. But yeah, back to the ketamine thing. It's Special K, like that Placebo song. I remember learning about Special K in the whole drugs class in school. Little did I know that one day I would be prescribed it by a doctor because it's actually useful for depression or something, so they claim. We'll just see about that, Star Wolf. Because I can beat anything that's supposed to make me feel better. I will destroy it. Hi. Yeah, let's be a mailman. That's more important than anything else. It's more immediate, I guess. Although not really, it's actually a two-parter. Okay, the milk is not a bottle. Elegy. We have it, as unfortunate as it is. And the sword, even though we have a better one. Let's get the progressive thing going. I think it is progressive now, isn't it? Like, no matter what, your first instance is gonna be Kokiri's sword. Oh, sweet, the shop is useless for once! That makes me happy because we have just enough money, really, to do the sword school now. Which is also convenient, because that only works because we just bought a sword. The Great Fairies one has no effect on this game. Yeah, it's like a nasal spray that they make me use. And, that stuff tastes like crap, dude, when it drips down the back of your throat. I don't know if it's supposed to. Are nasal sprays supposed to drip down the back of your throat, or is that a sign that you're spraying it wrong? Or not, like, snorting enough to get it way up in the brain region? I have questions about basic living. I really do. I have a lot of questions about basic living. Lens of Truth. That's Shiro, man. But Woodfall, though. Access to all of Woodfall is more checks than Shiro himself. So maybe we should favor the witch. Get out of here, owl, you dope. That was an aggressive you dope. Tingle and this balloon. This is a special Tingle. He's the only one that has the Clocktown map, I think. Or does the Stone Tower guy have it as well? Hero's Bow! It's starting to look a lot like Christmas. Because it's actually not Christmas yet as of me recording this. I said Happy New Year too early, but what's it matter? I could say Happy New Year to those people living in 2080. Although YouTube might not survive that long. Hey, did you just pop that balloon? Boy, did I. Let me teach you how it's done. All you need is a snot bubble. I want to know how they recorded the Bomber Kids sounds. Is it a woman? The way Tara Strong voices, the dude from the Fairly Odd Parents? Not Jimmy Neutron, but the other one. I was watching a lot about voice actors. Oh, alright, arrow to the forehead. I was watching Bob Bergen, who is famous for a lot of the Looney Tunes stuff. Oh my gosh! I'm terrified. It's so scary, man! Why is that Goron freaking me out right now? Alright, room key before he does. Did you have a reservation? Indeed I did. Before he gets in here. Oh, get out of here, lady, with the towel on. Never would we say that ordinarily, huh? Right. Keaton mask, good thing we checked. Man, that Goron was creepy, but he was a good clue. Speaking of clues, I recently watched the thing that the Blue's Clues guy did, Steve, in like 2020 or something. He came out with it. Oh my gosh, he's right there. Sorry, Bill the Goron, or Link the Goron. So now what do we do? That's right, it does it for us. Hey, you're that guy? Mirror shield, it really is Christmas, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 5, 2, 3, 4. Gotcha. We don't have bombs, so that code is relatively useless, but not really. We could still check the moon. Man, now we're really nut brown. Why did they have to make the mirror shield so creepy? Poor little humdinger there. All he does is hum by the doorway, and that's all he's good for. He can't even play hide and seek. There's social injustice happening on the playground, and Clocktown is oblivious, man. It's funny how nut brown beauty is just a funny phrase for Deku scrubs, but as soon as you apply it to, say, the Gerudo, well, then it gets a little bit dirty. Just an observation, that's all. Nothing on my mind. Except nuts. Brown. And sure, beauty too. Walnuts are a good thing, man. You ever actually crack a nut with a nutcracker? Speaking of Christmas stuff. I used to enjoy that as a kid. Something about the little soldier nutcracker things. Just shove a walnut in there, you know, and just smash it. Smack your butt. See, that brings up, smacking your butt brings up a good thing. Because I was thinking, this ketamine nasal spray, what's it supposed to do? Seep into your nose pores and make you not depressed? Like, I could spray bleach on my butt and whistle at the same time and, like, say that it's gonna seep into my butt pores and make me not depressed that way. I just don't understand the difference. Those two things are equal in my brain. What do we got here? A song? Song of healing. Well, there you go. Speaking of spraying your butt and whistling. The Song of Soaring is such a disgrace of a ocarina song. Just learned how to push a button. Like, they couldn't have made it at least a little more peppy. At least the Sun song has a little bit of jingle to it. Which, don't accidentally play the Sun song instead of the Song of Soaring. That's a mistake. Deposit my rupees. Aw, crap, they sped it up. Funny how they speed it up and it slows it down. For frantic fingers over here with pushing buttons like a dope. Is that? Let's take a gander. It's not major. But when we get Fierce Deity's mask, we can hop, skip, and jump all the way over there. Or hook shot and do it normal. Epona. Or, better yet, lest we forget, Southern Swamp. Let's just forget about Epona, even though we have a lot available to us because of Epona. And let's just get to Woodfall. These are the choices that could end up being full of regret or full of mass happiness. You know, I bet that is the next thing, though. They're gonna come out with a suppository that cures depression. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's for those really treatment-resistant cases. Because that's the thing, if this ketamine thing doesn't work, the next thing is magnetic treatment or electric shock therapy, like going back to the Dark Ages here. That's right. Hang on, I gotta focus here. Left, right, gack square. Gack squat. Remember Gack? That, like, Nickelodeon gunk? That's what it was called, right? Yeah, quit your crying and drink this juice. Tylenol, cold and flu. Hope you have a Gatorade to chase that one. Look at Link just holding his hand out there. Alright, we're locked in now. Oh, there's that surprise, too. I always forget that... Oh, monkeys. Singing songs, dancing, being dumb. I always forget that the witch is also a prize when you talk to her in the window. I just always think of her as the free boat ride. But yeah, if it comes down to it, I talked to the magnetic technician guy, and with a ballpark figure of paying 20% of the cost each visit, it's like 36 visits or something crazy. And it would be like $2,000 just to get magnets aimed at your brain. So I would just not do it if it came down to that. Green potion. Alright. Let's take a drink here. No, I don't know. So it's ketamine or nothing, I guess. All that happened when I took it that first time was I got really dizzy, but... we shall see. They were saying you could get nauseous and stuff. Oh yeah, we have a D-pad. You know what? For this, I might just see you at the rewards. Alright, Bean Man, be good to me. Be a friend. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Hey, Bunny Hood. And since I don't have a nice way of getting up there, thank you for not being Major. Alright, so the piece of heart on the other side. Oh, I almost got caught there. It's just bombed you. Alright. Can I get the money at least? Okay. That's the Deku Scrub playground, or what? No, that's not the playground, it's the palace. So now, the more important business, let's get to Woodfall and see what goodness awaits. Shut that music up, even though it's cool, it does get a little bit grating. Oh, we have the bow. Yeah, you know what? That's better. Oh yeah, the grotto down here, too. Not now, though. Bugs me, because there could be something down there. We gotta trigger the warps before anything, though. But this is the thing, I always trigger the warps and then I forget about the grotto because it's no longer in visual range. There's the hook shot. Very nice. That's the stump out on in the field. I hear a noise that's not normally there, but maybe it's in my actual vicinity rather than the game. I don't know why I'm opting for the bubble. I guess just because it's quick and easy in this form. Quick and easy, he says. I'm not talking. Uh-oh. Are we already out of commentary? No, I don't know. We could play Perfect Dark again. No, we could redo all the Let's Plays we did in 2017 and 18. But what's the point? Are we feeling Jet Force Gemini, or should we let it be? The last file I have says 2018 or something on it. It just saddens me, man. What we got in this gold trim? Toilet paper. Yeah, that one really is toilet paper because that goes way up in Icona, and we don't have the Gyara's mask to get up there. But we do have Epona to get halfway, which brings up the graveyard, but the graveyard we don't... Who's buzzing? Get out of here. Just gonna come buzzing over on this flower now. We gotta find the captain's hat is what I was to finish my sentence before Buzz Magoo here. Alright. Stupid Buzz Magoo. Whoa, control stick. Easy. Well, what a bunch of garbage. I enjoy garbage. I bet you do. Wow, that was like the first Jim Carreyism in a long time. I don't even know where that came from. Maybe thinking about going back to 2018. Hey! Now we can hold more arrows. Nut brown indeed. Well, there you go. That's the mission complete of the immediate. So, Epona, toilet paper. I don't know. We have options. I need to see things. Yeah, sometimes you just need the visual on screen to know what you want to do next. We have the hook shot. It's also nighttime. So this dude is back here. Double defense, wow. This early? I'll take it. Like I have a choice in the matter. I just want to be that guy. Oh yeah, wait a minute. I bet some of you were screaming at me for this one. Well, it was useless anyway. Vanilla is what it was. Shouldn't have been vanilla, though. I think it just happened to be a piece of art. Because all the hats, or the masks, are definitely shuffled. Getting close to bank reward number 1. That could be something. So the Keaton guy. Oh yeah, the hook shot. Crap. Well, alright, one thing at a time here. Oh, this dude's hiding out. Look at him. That could be a thing, too. Alright. Is Tingle left-handed or right-handed? He's right-handed, right? Because he's a bad representation of the fairy child? Yes. How many cows? Don't tell me that. I don't know. 4? Because there's 3 in the barn and then the 1 outside. Stupid Keaton! Alright, Milk Road it is. I can't believe I got the quiz wrong, man. Are we really getting that stupid? That is a thing, though. See, if you have a hearty breakfast, you get a better score. That's what they always said. Did we have our breakfast? No, we did not. We were stupid. My breakfast has consisted of peanut butter and jelly for the last... whatever, however many days. Alright, my cow is a Zora. Cremia tries to deliver her milk to the milk bar. Darmani is a Goron. The cow goes... How many mailboxes? Don't tell me. Wait, 5. 5. 5. Yes. The name of the vintage milk is Chateau Morani. No, that's a funny choice. Very good. Bombs. That opens the mountain. Okay, so we got Epona to the gate. We got toilet paper. We got livestock. We got livestock. We got cows. I got pigs. I got sheep. I got mules. There's a whole lot happening right now. I fooled you. I got a keg of iron. Or whatever. Stupid Johnny Cash song. We gotta wait till midnight and heal all the souls, man. The bouncing souls. No one can beat us. No, let's just... I had a thought for a second of using the Sun song and running through the load, but... Time keeps on ticking relatively fast into the future. Wait a minute, what about the Biobaba Grotto? So we got this grotto, we got the... Excuse me. Rotten, nasty piece of trash. The Dodongo Grotto after this. Then it should be time to heal... Oh, come on. Time to heal Camaro. And then, then it's toilet hand time, too. So that's what we're doing right now. Then there's Epona to the gate. The mountain is an option. We can at least trigger the statues. Wow! I don't know why I'm even going for this, but alright. We got the Lens of Truth, didn't we? So we could heal Darmani, even. Or as the baby calls him, Darmy. He does do that, right? I'm not making that up. And then there's that hunchback granddad guy. It's kind of creepy because the song goes all creepy. I was briefly messing with the Jiggies of Time ROM hack thing. Could be something to maybe look into one time. But I just figured test the old randomizer train out again. See if we can survive a month. 'Cause yeah, the channel is not in good shape, I can tell you that much. It's looking real rough. Which kind of is a large part of why I was unable to get out of bed. It triggered my depression a little bit. Hey, speaking of, we were just gonna go heal that guy. Well, it's time to slow things down, and we need toilet paper. This song always sounds like it just gives up, like it's a deflating balloon. It's like dun dun dun. The inverted song, I mean, not this whistling Dixie garbage. I get it though, the song's supposed to sound spooky, isn't it? Because he's a ghost. Or do I not get it at all and it's just like some Japanesey thing? Well, alright. We checked it, that's what matters. Remember when we said we were gonna throw away this cycle? I guess we're not doing that anymore. Because the further I keep pushing it, we're just gonna find stuff to keep going. But it is still pestering me in the back of my mind, what is the Great Fairy in Clocktown if you go as a Deku Scrub? Or any of the other transformations. Because if that's like light arrows or something, that's pretty important. Or even more so, this early on, that could be the Goron mask, that could be a song. Hey, hey. Alright. Speaking of nut brown beauties. I do like the brown tunic though. Why does it look so good? It's like fall leaves, man. Should have did this back at Thanksgiving instead of Death Stranding. Maybe then the channel would have stayed afloat. And we wouldn't have fallen into a depressive trap. Nah, it would have happened anyway. The razor sword. Why did we say it's so weird? Alright. Well, that's good. Razor sword does not break in these things, and it goes back in time with you. Unlike the vanilla game, which is quite frankly pretty cool. I remember the last seed we used the razor sword for a huge chunk of it. I don't think we ever found the gilded sword. But to my dismay, it was not as good as you would hope it would be. Yay! Yay! Nuts! Alright, well, it's starting to fall flat. Andrew Caffey. We're not doing any of that yet. That Goron. Has anybody ever done some really good artwork of that Goron? Because he's unique, he's got a little hat on. This is gonna push us over to the reward. Mountain title deed. That's the ocean. We can do that. Alright, yeah, we can't. With such a strange place as getting that, how do we even trigger that again? We have to get this done. And also, the hook shot. Remember when we said that like 30 minutes ago? Oh, Stone Tower, stop reminding me that that place exists. I hate it. I really do not like Stone Tower, even though everybody says it's their favorite dungeon in this game. I'm in Camp Great Bay on my own, having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Looking sad like Lulu. Spraying bleach on my bomb. And whistling Dixie. Okay. Not complete trash, I suppose. Epona, hear the piano. Come to me, my dear. I saw a picture of my sister's pit bull back when they first got her again. Because she's pretty old now. But yeah, my sister, I guess, randomly came across a picture of her as a puppy, and yeah, she looked all pretty adorable. All round and puppy-like. I don't know, something about Epona's young mane made me think of that. Is it a mane? What do you call the hair on a horse? This opens up Pirate's Fortress. Dude, we got so many things to be checking. Aren't there cows down here, too? No, that must be a different grotto. Cows are a thing. Ah, we have bombs, too. We could have checked the obvious grotto in Termina Field. Well, I guess it's not obvious because you gotta bomb it, but... I can't help but think of Smash Bros. Every time I see this now. Just because it is a stage. Often when I think about replaying Majora's Mask, what makes me do it is picturing the Zora swimming. I think it's one of the best parts about the game, and it's a shame that they changed it on the 3DS. We always go over that at some point in these things. Oh yeah, they sped this up, didn't they? Link's eyes kind of look creepy. No soft locks now. Like number 8, was it? I think I deleted that video. But maybe I didn't. I don't know. I can't remember. A map. Actually, that's kind of neat in a way. Like my cow has left behind a treasure map. It's a Great Bay Temple. How fitting. Yeah, these cutscene skips, the way they jump kind of worries me, like it is about to lock up. Okay, so we've got the rest of Great Bay. Cash in the Mountain Deed Pirate's Fortress. We also have access to the mountain with bombs. That thing scares me every time. Wait, this is the cow grotto. Where are the cows? There will be cows. Link's got those flips. Remember when that first was a thing? When you first laid eyes on it after Ocarina of Time and you were like, oh my gosh. This is not the cow grotto. Oh yeah, remember that chest? Where was it though? It's somewhere over here, but also, wait. Let's clear out the corners first. 2 chests, screw the beavers, although we could definitely beaver race. But we're not gonna. Not yet. Save the beavers for when we get stuck. We save all the crap that we hate for when we get stuck! Nah. No! That's what I was hoping wouldn't happen. No, stop squidging. The control stick jerked, man. I was lined up with the tree, and then I had a spasm. What a bunch of garbage. Although, we do need money for the store. That's a good place to spend money. Stupid. Oh, it doesn't have the gold trim. How terrible. I'm having control stick troubles here. Proof I couldn't be a speedrunner. Proof like 700 out of 1,000,000. What? Why did the hook shot hurt? That'd be funny if Link cursed, or like stubbing his toe. It's the only word he ever muttered. Alright, screw the beavers, let's get the like. After diving headfirst into the ground. Why would they ever change this swimming? It's so fluid and good. I can't believe they did that. That's the Goron mask. Hey, that's kind of a cool spot. Almost like Darmani died by this like way out in the corners of the earth. Water killed the Gorons. Video killed the radio star. Oh, so stupid. Why did the video kill the radio star anyway? The video aided the radio star. At least for a time, until the video plays became not the video plays and became reality TV shows. Back, you devil. Music videos are a weird concept, though, how they ever came to fruition. Hot and fresh, out the kitchen. Stop it! That was a stop it, both at the fish and myself. Okay. Now that we're back to reality... Oh. Fluid jump. Yes! What's in the shop? I just want to be a fish. Can I be a Zora, please? Wallet. Rupee is expensive. Wallet is expensive, man. Come on now. I don't want the piece of heart. We need... why did I deposit the money? Because it gave us the mountain title deed. That's why. We didn't know that was gonna happen, but it happened. Alright, great. Oh yeah, the temples might be shuffled. I guess that'll be a surprise when we get to it. If it is or not. I can't remember if they were at the last seed. I want to say yes, which means they probably still are, because like I said, I didn't change any of the options except for the small keys thing. There's gonna come a day when I don't remember that. But until that day... Well, actually, that's just more proof to find out an alternative. Well, that was garbage. Like, a lot of 2023 is seeming to be like, get off of YouTube and figure out... Get back to the working force and figure out what you're gonna do. And that notion of one day forgetting how to even do stuff is further proof of it. Dude, this couldn't have worked out better. That's gold dust, too. That's... Wait a minute. I wasn't even thinking that we needed the Goron mask to make this trade, so that was beautiful timing. A jelly donut, okay. Is this actually a bottle? I would assume so. Wait a minute. It's about to be day 2. We could technically trade in the sword if we're fast enough. Yeah, we can get up to the mountain. I'm just wasting time thinking about it. Alright, here we go. First rush of the game here. Clocktown. This game is always made better during the rush moments, though. We have half an hour in slow time to get there. I don't know what that relates to in real life. The bell is tolling. Not good. Oh, that just made me want to play Time Splitters for some random reason. I have no idea why. I don't know where the correlation lies there, but... Notre Dame. That's what it is. It's amazing what the brain can do. What it links together subconsciously without I don't know. It's like having a song stuck in your head that you don't want to be there. Although replaying Time Splitters 2 would be, I've always thought about just like streaming multiplayer matches of that. We have fire arrows, so this is beautiful. Except I don't have 100 rupees. Crap. Sir? Yeah, I need 100 rupees. The rush just got scarier. How much time do we have? Like none at all. Okay, we gotta get the owl statue, get to the bank, and get back here before it becomes day 2. Money, money, money. Why do we even care about money? I don't know if this is possible. We do have the bunny hood. It's already past the 45 mark. Run like the Dickens, Link, whatever the heck that phrase means. Did Charles Dickens have to run at some point? Let's just do 70, because that'll equal 100. That's called math, sometimes. Why did there have to be a 4 rupee surcharge? Ah! Okay. Piano, piano, piano! That's basically what I was playing. Mountain Village. Snowball Valley, Valley, Valley. We're not gonna make it! We made it, I think. Man. With how much to spare? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 seconds to spare. Well, let's see what that is then. Garbage. Alright, we'll have the gold dust. We're definitely not throwing away this cycle. We can't forget now. Why is the shop music the chicken dance? I guess because why not? Darmani! Right, left, right. Yeah. Sirens going by. Might get picked up, I don't know. So the only thing... Whoa, jeez, man. The only thing we're locked into is, the gold dust, the smithy. There's nothing Anju going on. There's nothing ranch-related going on. But either way, we have to remember that before we go throwing everything to the wolves. It's still gonna bug me, though, if that Clocktown Ferry is something important. Because I always do that. I always say I'm gonna do both checks And I never do. I always put off the 1. Boo, 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 boo. Piece of art. That sounds like cardboard? Yes. Although I guess that's not cardboard. How did they make that sound effect, I wonder? Dropping drumsticks? No, that would be a higher pitch. Oh, being a dope, sitting there like an idiot, lining up my shot, and you go, oh, Darmani. This screen has a lot of stuff, but only when it's not winter. Oh yeah, Tangle. We don't have any money now. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Why am I even doing this? We don't have money. I guess just to know, but it's not worth it. Chances are we've probably seen every one of those anyway. What are you selling? Bomb chew, that's garbage. Why does it smell like beef stew right now? You guys smell that? Imagine if you could transfer smells via video. That'd be weird. That'd actually be scary. That would make a lot of things not good. Although it would also open the door to a new type of ASMR or something. Because there would just be videos of like candles burning. Scented candles. Yeah, smell and temperature. Those are the things that videos can never give you. The all-night mask, speaking of throwing away a cycle. Okay, we have a throwaway cycle to do immediately after this. The next cycle is planned. We must do that. Clocktown, Stray Fairy, and Andrew's grandmother. And we can carry more bombs, so that's good. And then we always just warp out of here. Although, wait a minute. The baby Goron is a chick, isn't he? Yeah. I should have went in there first, I guess. Hungry Goron, I think anymore I put him in the junk locations folder. Because if you've been watching all 20 of these things, or whatever the heck number we're on, you know how mad this beef in here makes me. Just because the vanilla game makes you walk up and down this place so many times. Bomber's Notebook, there it is. Wait, wasn't it there one time before? Why does this seem like deja vu right now? Heck, how does all of it not feel like deja vu? Yeah, butt to the wall. Fierce depression. One time I was a little bit inebriated and I was walking down the sidewalk and there was a little stone ledge and I decided, hey, that's the gilded sword, man. 40 rupees, why is it not in red text? That's weird. I can't afford it, but I want it. Anyway, what was I saying? The stone wall, yeah. I sat down on it really fast and hard, and my little bony butt got hurt. I don't know, something about the Goron smacking his butt on the wall reminded me of that. I don't think that it cures depression because it actually hurts. Yeah! But man, does it kill those Tektites. It is a travesty that they made young Link in Smash not have his transformation masks. Because I would have made it a point in my older life to make young Link my main if that was the case. Although Falco, though, how can you say no to Falco? What am I doing? I don't know anymore. I'm just walking, and I should be warping, I think. Come on, brain, what are we in the middle of doing? We need money for the gilded sword, and there's nowhere on the mountain that has money. So... when in doubt, take out the bird. Oh yeah, the Epona race, too. I don't feel like doing that right now. Aw, oh, crap, dude, no! Get back here, you stupid bird! He just flies away forever. There goes our razor sword. Crap, man. Why did that just happen? So do all who live to see such times, but it is not for them to decide. We don't have a sword anymore, man. That's it, game over. I don't know what to do. I'm scatterbrained now. And the bird is permanently gone. Which means collecting money is gonna be this much slower. Oi. I do wonder, though, if I buy the Gilded Sword. First of all, is it still gonna be the Gilded Sword when I go in there? Secondly... will it put my sword back on B? Even though technically I need to buy it back from the Curiosity Shop. Wait a minute. The cows! Maybe this worked out in our favor. Because when else was I gonna remember that these guys are down here? Yeah, said the cow. Cows seem like such a relatively peaceful creature. But aren't they kind of violent? I don't know, nobody's ever written about the violent cow before. Maps. Nothing but maps. Alright, never mind. That was a waste of time. Well, we definitely can afford the Gilded Sword. I think it was 40, right? Or was it 60? There's also the Nut Brown Beauty, going back to that in the grotto. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just go get the Gilded Sword and see what happens. It is still the Gilded Sword. In white text. It's been upgraded, but do we buy it back? Let's just get out of here first and see. We have it on D! How's it taste, bird? Okay. Everything's back to normal now. But we can't throw away the cycle. We're still in the middle of stuff here. Namely, the sword. So, okay, we did... Oh, you know what, though? Great Bay Coast leads to the pirate fortress. We would be foolish not to use this idle time to check it. I'm also curious, though. I checked the Tingle on the mountain, and he just sold like a compass to Stone Tower and a recovery heart or something. So that was useless. But this Tingle may have something new. No, nothing good. Okay, well, this place is normally a huge solution to a lot of stuff. Our first, technically, I guess, a dungeon, right? Mini dungeon? It counts. So, in tradition, we talk about real life during the dungeon segments, don't we? I don't know, all I really had going into this was the news that I'm on ketamine now, which is weird. But my energy has been so low, though. Magic beans. Like, I'm still not fully awake right now. I might actually segment this, I'm not sure. I don't think I could do like a 6-hour session like I used to. Stone Mask, what a place to hide it, man. The one place where you need it. I also woke up a little early at like 5 a.m. This fish is gonna get me. Chateau Romani. That's a nice find. Yeah, what I don't like about these things... Majora's Mask, though, the dungeons have very little opportunity for, key items, I guess. I don't know why, I feel like Ocarina of Time's dungeons have more chest opportunities to have things you need to beat the game. Whereas this one, it's like a big overworld sweep you usually find everything. Once you have all 3 arrow types, all you need at that point is to just beat the dungeons. So it loses its luster very quickly at that point. Like, I think the reason to play this game is probably for the side quests and the good parts of the overworld, not the backtracking parts that the vanilla game makes you do. But anyway, we know this. Okay, well, that's not going to overwrite our mirror shield. Can we get this for the first time in a while? Yes! This room often has a lot of stuff. Sure enough, this is something. Red potion. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Okay, no good. We should probably drink that Chateau Romani, though. Yeah, let's do that. It's the Mask of Truth in there. Also, wait a minute, there's this other chest. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get that one in Great Bay Cape. Oh, hey, that could be something. Wow, what a spot to go for that. We're locked into that now, too. That's an easy trade, though, at least. So let's talk about the channel real quick, briefly. I don't know, I'm just confused about... Like, I hear so many times on these videos, the randomizers, that... people like the commentary and stuff. But it doesn't hold true to all my stuff. Because the other Let's Plays tend to not perform well unless by off chance it is a Zelda game, then they do okay enough. So it's been kind of like a trap this whole time since 2017 when I started doing these randomizers and stuff. They're like the only videos I do that are successful by any nature. And that's lessening, of course, because I'm sure everybody's getting tired of them. Ah! Crap. So I just don't know how to beat that piece of the puzzle, I guess, where it's like... There's a good 100 to 300 people that watch the other Let's Plays pretty much daily, which is pretty amazing. Like, that's a big number, really, still, in my mind, when you really think about each one of those views being a person. It's not enough to live off of, it's not enough to have a successful channel, but it's still a number I'm thankful for. I like that gave me the stone mask, man. I don't know, because I have like my whole backlog done, and in a way my mission for this channel is complete now. I've got everything from Jet Force Gemini to Diddy Kong Racing to Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Tooie, Star Fox Adventure, Star Fox 64, Star Fox 2, Star Fox Assault, Time Splitters 2, Time Splitters Future Perfect, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. There's so many games that I've Let's Played. But they very rarely go anywhere, like Metroid 2. I got the whole Metroid series except for everything after Prime 1. Oh, and the Game Boy Metroid 2 I don't have. So I find myself at a weird point where it's like, okay, I could try again now that people are kind of exhausted with probably my commentary too. It's like, those things are there in the playlist section, but nobody ever clicks on that to go look at it, you know? So the only other option would be to do it again as a brand new video. But then you correlate the data, extrapolate, that's the word. Extrapolate how things do, and hey, light arrows. Oddly, my most successful non-Zelda Let's Play seems to have been Metroid Fusion. But I think that was a trickle-in effect. Like, the Metroid Fusion videos have 5,000 something views each. Which is a lot compared to all my other ones. Like, even the Zelda Oracle games didn't hit 5,000 when I did those. Link to the Past randomizers never even break 3,000, really. So it's tricky. I don't know what the thing is. Like, that to me says that it really is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask randomizers. That's it. But people say they watch for the commentary, not the game. But then it's like, well, no you don't, because otherwise the views would be somewhat rounded out, you know? So I don't know, I guess it's just the YouTube game, I guess. I've had my 5 years or so at it, and maybe it's done now, I don't know. Really, I have the whole COVID pandemic to thank for keeping me afloat as long as it did, I think. Because I think everybody being stuck inside helped the channel survive another year and a half or so. Plus, I still had content to put out that I wasn't fully done. Now, like, 2023, I'm at a loss. I have no idea what to do this year. Which opens the door to just maybe only do randomizers far less frequently, like maybe once a month or something. And watch, if I end up doing something like that, watch it end up being like my most successful year somehow. But I highly doubt it, so... It just kind of stinks that the variety Let's Play thing kind of failed. And like, I don't know how to come back from it. So, all there is to do, as we wrap up the fortress here, is, I guess get back to the job search and forget about it. That's how I'm feeling, anyway. Wow, we pretty much have this whole screen except for the ice arrows. And whatever's by the Picto Box that I can't remember right now. I don't know, I guess part of me wishes my other Let's Plays had at least the success that Metroid Fusion saw eventually. Which that is a very weird one to have succeeded a little bit. But I guess it's a sign of the times. It must have been because during that time was the height of my channel. And I just didn't even realize it. Alright, sir, what do you have? Oh, there we go. That kicks off all that nonsense. Well, now what? We got the throwaway cycle to do. Yeah, throwaway cycle is all that's available to us. Although the doggy racetrack, I don't think you can do that on the final day, though, can you? Dawn of the final day. All right, all I can think of is to come here to Mountain Village and see what our sword is. I kind of double-checked while advancing the time that there's nothing else outstanding, I don't think, that we could do. Crap, that was garbage. Well, at least we checked the sword thing. It's been a while since we've done that. So now we're the throwaway cycle. I think the Mask of Truth and the Bremen Mask at the ranch are the only other things that we could potentially do right now. But we can now. But it would be better to find the powder keg and do all that at an earlier time. Although that's not how randomizers work either. I don't know, I'm thinking of calling that a save point and doing the throwaway cycle of the All Knights Mask and seeing what the Clocktown Fairy is for the other transformation. Have we talked about walnuts yet? They're pretty good. Although they make your throat dry. I can feel the tiredness coming on. I think after this throwaway cycle I'm gonna stop. And I don't know yet if I'm gonna do segmented videos or piece it all together when it's done and have one giant one. I don't know yet. I don't think it really matters anymore. Obviously the one video does better than segmented ones, but I don't even know what to do after this throwaway cycle. I guess, well, we could take Anshu Cafe all the way to the mail, and at least we could do the Postman's Freedom. I think. We don't need the mask for that or anything. 20 rupees, wait a minute. Yeah, that was right, because we only had the human link. I guess it was just a junk prize then. I thought for a second I just checked the same one. But no, that's both checks of that, so that's done. And it wasn't anything important, so that's fine. Probably by the time I get in this flower and to the door, it'll be 8 a.m. and it would have been open anyway. No, maybe not. Alright, Grandma, be good to us, because I'm at a loss right now. I need to sit and think about it all. No, why are you vanilla? You're definitely not supposed to be vanilla. Bombs. Alright, well, she wasn't vanilla, it was just bad luck, I guess. Crap. Well, hold on, there's the final day chest. That could easily be included here in the throwaway. See, I'm getting quieter, man. It's not good. Definitely need to take a moment to refresh, I guess. Get my energy back and come back to this. Maybe that's another sign that it's time to, I can't sit and do the 6-hour sessions that I used to do. But it's no good to be talking the whole time anyway. It's major. If we could get around this guy. Oh, that's not major at all. That's garbage, because the frogs I always make garbage. What was this again? I don't even remember. Well, that doesn't help me remember at all. I guess it was a one-time something. Well, yeah, we'll put this money away and call that the cycle, I guess. And we know there's the dog race. We know that there's part of Anju Cafe, except that's going to be vanilla all the way up to the priority mail. But the priority mail could be something, and I think we could do the postman. I don't know, we'll have to sit and think about it, because we're kind of stuck otherwise. But if this is the end of this part, thank you for watching. If not, I'll see you in 2 seconds where the next part begins. Dawn of the first day! Yes! We're back again. Stop clapping. What's the matter with you? We got our Ghost energy drink here. Tropical Mango. Ghost. Jeff Gersman reviewed it and said it was good, and he was right. It's pretty good. So, we got our notes here. Okay, let's go. I found this old piece of notepad paper that has commentary ideas written on it from some Let's Play ago. And it had space on it still, so I wrote a few notes on this thing of like what I was thinking, sitting there eating my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I was sitting there thinking of what to do next, and I remembered the hideout grave, dude. Remember the Bomber's Notebook hideout? We have bombs now, so we can go in there. We just need supplies, like bombs, which we did not get from that grass. And also, we're going to do the Anju Cafe up to the priority mail and see what the postman has. That's basically what I have written down. Doggy Racetrack I've got in mind. Doggy Racetrack and Grog at the ranch, but that's not until the final day, so we have some work to do to get up to it. Yeah, I think that's a cool thing that Jeff Gersman does, now that he's got his own solo thing going on. He has a tiered list of energy drinks. Oh crap, what was it? 1, 5, 2, 3, 4, right? Thank you, short-term memory. I guess it's still intact, man, cause otherwise it wouldn't have worked. I don't know, that was, the way I said otherwise just now was stupid. I don't know which of the ghost energy drinks are the best, though. But this tropical mango one is definitely better than the Sour Patch Kids blue raspberry one that I've had. I haven't seen Jeff Gerstmann's list specifically about ghost. I want to look that up, actually. That would be pretty cool. Hey! Okay, so that's not only Woodfall, but that's the Akana dude, too. Oh, get out of here with your big spider self. What's that guy's name? Captain Kita. That's what it is. Alright, well, one thing at a time here. Yeah, this commentary list is so stupid, though. Oh, yeah, I know, kid. Like, one of my notes I have written down, some of you, if you've been religiously watching the crap that I do for the last year or so, my one note is... What does it say here? If you turn away for 10 years and look back, people do stuff. That was my note. And I was supposed to know from that how to elaborate. Oh wait! This is not good! I forgot! The stockpot indoor is not good. We knew that it would do that from so many seeds ago, and yet I did it again. We might be okay, though. We might be okay. Okay, 11:30 in the kitchen. Yeah, we don't really care much about this cycle, so that's fine. The final day is what's going to gain us access to the ranch. Sometimes I stutter, I notice. Like when I was like, gonna gain us access to the ranch. I wish I could do the Porky Pig stutter, though, the way Bob Bergen does it. He broke it down in a way that made a lot of sense, because a lot of people always go like, beep, that's all, folks, you know? And he's like, it's not beep, it's like whatever word he's saying, he's stuttering on the first syllable of that word that he's trying to say. And, like, the difference is night and day when you hear him do it versus somebody... Okay, that's not major. Just like trying to use the C... I got a GameCube controller here, and I'm trying to use the C-stick to spin the camera, but that doesn't work. That was a modern thingy. Ingenuity. Well, that was like Wind Waker, they introduced the camera. You kind of forget about these things. Wind Waker's a good game. But overall, I do think I like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time better. Well, I don't know, though. Because the story of, Just back it up there, boss. Backing it up there, boss. I don't know what that's from. Family Guy or something? Ah, whatever, we're cursed already. Stop it! Just do it 5 more times. Please. Thank you. Oh yeah, where's this hat, I wonder? It could be in its vanilla location, but probably not. It could be in the grotto, though. Is there a Randomizer for Majora's Mask yet? I feel like I had a dream or something where one existed, but if it does exist, it's probably not very easily done. For the regular man, anyway. Okay. Rob Paulson was another one I was watching a lot of his voiceover stuff. I don't know, I just got on a kick of voiceover artists. And was watching. There's a lot of really good videos. Like Vanity Fair, surprisingly, has a lot of things featuring them. Wow. The Great Fairy's blade is ridiculous. But yeah, the Vanity Fair videos, there's like the actual artists themselves review YouTuber impressions of them, which is kind of... It gives you insight on how to do the voices, though, which is kind of neat. So, like, even if you don't care much about the impression, that's the bar. Well, actually, that opens up... We don't have to wait on the postman like I'm planning on doing right now. We could do Madame Aroma. But no, let's stick to the plan. The postman's usually good to us in these things, so I'm going postman. Roadman, driving in the road van. Remember that Smash Mouth song? It was on Astro Lounge. I listened to it recently and I didn't mind it. Say what you want about Smash Mouth. We need the Gyro's mask. Or Gibdo. I think Gibdo works as well. It's one of those quirks about Majora's mask. That's not major, so we're not going to worry about it. Up there on the pillar. Yeah, I think we're okay. Despite that stock pot indoor. It's just like, that's the hub. When you think Clocktown, you think the stock pot inn. It's where everything, it's where all the hustle and bustle is. So of course you would stand in front of that door and play Sun Song. Why wouldn't you? Yep, this energy drink is good. In fact, let us take another sip. Yep, Ghost Tropical Mango. I don't know where I would rank it personally among the ones I've tasted, but it's pretty good. Especially for one that's 0 sugar. Normally they taste like garbage. Like you could taste the aspartame in them. It's got that very chemical flavor. Like all those Rain energy drinks, they're garbage. I hate them. Boop ba doo 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 ba doo dom. So, how are things? Any plans for the new year? I still fall asleep to Rain videos. The bubbling pot in here reminded me of such things. So now we've got all this time and not much to do. The Mask of Truth is for the doggy racetrack. The gold dog will always win, but that's not until the final day. Likewise, in tandem with that, we'll do the grog thing. The bar is an option. But even more so... I'm stupid. I should do the bar right now, but no, let's just do Woodfall. We'll keep the bar in mind later when we're coming back around here. Because, yeah, that Sonata changes everything. And this will tell us whether or not the dungeons are random. I like the first 4 notes of that. Squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay. If this is Woodfall, we can clean sweep it, and that'll definitely help with the clock. Just burning time. That's all we're ever doing. No, it is Great Bay. And we do not have ice arrows. Otherwise, this would be an easy one, too. So, what do we do now? Do we go for the fairies? Ice arrows could still be in here. All doors are already unlocked, including the boss door. Which might change the way the thing places items, I don't know. But if we skip the fairies... Because we know we can't beat the thing without ice arrows. Yeah, we know we can't beat the thing without ice arrows. So, in other words, what the heck am I doing? Like, this is lottery odds right now. No. As much as I love this temple, I'm one of the weirdos that loves this place. We will have our moment to come in here and wreck it. Any chance that this brings me back to Great Bay? Nah, it wouldn't, because that would break the exits. Oh man, remember setting up the plandos for Super Metroid and the exit doors? Day 2 is such a peaceful time in Clocktown, you know? But yep, I've had Andrew Caffey on my mind, so I forgot about the bar. Probably cut some of that out, because I was just waiting and dealing with the turtle in the dungeon and passing time. Hey, go figure, in my notes here from that Let's Play long ago was talking about rain videos for sleep. And it says, how do you avoid copyright next to it, which is still a curious question I never got an answer to. How do rain sound videos avoid copyright claims? I guess you can't copyright the rain. One of my other notes here says fantasy scenario versus embarrassing memory. I wonder what that was talking about. It's a bullet point underneath this thing about the fun part of relationship is the lead up flirting. So then fantasy scenario versus embarrassing memory. Oh yeah, I guess that would make sense. I know where I was going with that. Like when you daydream about like how a flirtatious situation might go versus the embarrassing reality that it becomes. It's probably something like that. But my stupid notes trying to be all deep. I wish I had more papers from my old commentary. Nothing will beat that Titanic rant, though. Everybody seems to like that one. Yeah, the games are all garbage. I'm pretty sure. Because why would you play the games? I mean, we could ace the archery if we really wanted to. But yeah, I suppose at this point, there's no harm in speeding up to the final day. Might as well get some money for the dog race, though. Just in case it goes wrong. It's supposed to be as long as you have the Mask of Truth, the gold dog always wins. Like Smeagol. We always wins. Alright, if this thing steals my sword again, though. Oh, well, thank you for... Actually, that'll help out. Because now he stays low. Just shoot it, Fox. Remember the whole R-Wing and Ocarina of Time business? What's that all about? I wish somebody would mod Link's thing to be Fox McCloud. Or like... I don't know, man. I wonder what the next... Like, we gotta be approaching GameCube era stuff. It already exists. What am I talking about? Actually, speaking of that, I'm fully aware that there now exists an Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask crossover. I have no idea how it works. I briefly looked into it and saw that it existed and other people have videos on it. But, like, how it works... What I read, it said very, very in all caps twice. Like rudimentary, like it's bare bones, just came out and has issues. Which means, not for me. Not yet. Not until these talented people work out the kinks and make it playable for the non-coding person. The glitchless players that we are. What's this lady's name? Mama something? I didn't see it. Where is the gold dog? Ah, there he is. Rough. Today I should do pretty well. Yes, indeed. Is that doggy fine, boy? 90 rupees fine. Alright, get ready. Cheer him on. We need all the help we can get here. The dog is crapping and sitting in the back of the line. Stupid dog! It's okay, he's gonna jump out ahead of him. Not a stupid dog, look at him go! Yes! Cut in the inside! Weave! There we go, that's right. And that's how it's done. Is it the blue pooch that we're waiting on? Yeah, poor Bluey. He's got a cold, that's why he's blue. Cartoons taught us that. The Goron Lullaby! That's another temple we could find out. So we have access to Great Bay via Woodfall. We gotta climb up to Snowhead. We haven't done that yet. So if Snowhead is Woodfall, we can clean that out. If it's anything else, well, Snowhead we can do. The only other option it could be... Assemble a new container, okay. It would be Inverted Stone Tower would be the other thing. I suppose I'll see you as I'm marching with these things, because this is kind of slow. Good Lord. I was whistling and then all of a sudden, things happened. The blast mask, alright. Don't really need it. Well, that's the ranch, so now we're just waiting on 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Well, 3 p.m. So I'll see you at the thing. It's not 3 a.m., it's 1 p.m. Bombs, so that's useless, but we came here for this, priority mail, so now we're ready for the postman. The only thing we can't do is the rest of the Andrew Caffey business. So, slow it down and go see what Snowhead is. Blue Skidoo, you can too. That's what it always reminds me of. I don't know why. I watched an interview with that Steve guy too, not just the video that he put out in 2020 that I already talked about, but there was an interview saying like why he came back into the public eye or whatever. It was just kind of the thing where it's like, it just felt like time, like the world needed him to be back and say like, how you doing? Are you doing alright? You are? Great! That whole little kid show dialogue stuff. I don't know, was 2020 and 2021 really that bad for people? I mean, I know that it was, but which one was worse? And then compare that to 2022. There it is. Bo ba ba bo ba 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 bo. My 2022 was worse than my 2020 and 2021. But that's coming from a guy who sits inside. So of course, the year where everybody goes back outside, mine's gonna get worse. Goron Link looks like Santa, dude. Yeah, we gotta stop sitting inside though. We do have to get a part-time job, if not a full-time job, to supplement the failure that is this channel that we've already discussed in brevity, in brief detail. It always does kind of strike my interest though, like what do the successful YouTubers plan on doing when they get old? Crap. We've got nothing else to do. We can potentially get to the boss? There's no keys. Wait a second, this intrigues me now. We have plenty of time to beat Inverted Stone Tower Temple and add the fact that there's no keys. That skips like 2 or 3 rooms. The problem is, do the fairies matter? I guess there's no harm in trying. The only harm there is gonna be wasted time later on if we have to dip back in here. But I'm gonna lean on my luck with these things and hope that that's not the case. Screw the elegy. Although we're gonna have to play it at some point. Well, this also intrigues me too. What is in the small key chests? Oh wait, that's not it? Oh wait, that's right, it's a switch. Oh crap. Well, we could still get it real quick, hang on. How soon we forget? But yeah, this is normally a small key. It could still be, but if they're disabled, or already used, I guess is what they are. Bomb shoe? I wonder if that's extra. Oh no, the 2 rooms I don't like, but we have no choice. I don't have Fierce Deity's Mask to do that crazy hop. Ah, well, you know the deal. We roll over here, flip it again, and then we go into the crazy block puzzle where we just flip the room. So I'll see you after that, where it gets more interesting again. Oh, we got this dope in here. I forgot about this guy. This is the map room in the non-inverted side. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, like, the really successful YouTubers, or the ones that are just kind of middle of the road even, what do they plan on doing when we reach retirement age? Like, what happens if you reach a point where you can't make videos anymore? I don't know, maybe some of them have really good retirement funds that they're contributing to anyway somehow. I don't know. I'm not doing anything except surviving day by day. I don't even know what it's like to, say, make enough money to invest in a house. Just apartment living here. I am a little bit disappointed, though, because I've had 5 years to do something bigger than what I've done. So part of it falls on me, part of it falls on luck, I guess. I hope to at least collaborate with some bigger people in this time, but it seems kind of impossible now. Just be like a player 4 or something. Or a player 3, depending on the group scenario. Whatever channels have guests on them sometimes, you know? It'd be cool to be like that 4th player. Kind of like how I was when I went to visit my friend's house. Oh crap, why am I even doing this? That's the Requiem of Spirits. I need to look. I don't remember, man. I hate this song. Singing a song. I remember now. Except I still can't play it. Ba 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 ba. Oh wow, they sped it up so much. Alright, this small key is a what? A rupee. I like this just get rid of the keys thing. It's like, you know what, you did the game already, just get to the dungeon and like this. We don't even have to do the mini boss, dude. Just get in here and be done with it. That's amazing. That's like the happiest thing that I've seen in the seed so far. It's basically a giant video cut of being like, okay, this is this dungeon, let's just get to the boss. Obviously on a first-time playthrough. Oh, get out of here with your nonsense. I'm concerned about my magic right now. I will say that much. Come on, hook shot, control stick. Yep. Yep. It's raining pretty hard out there. I can hear it clunking on the stupid awning out there. Alright, let's dance, buddy. You wanna dance? I'll dance with you. After I stare at all the walls. Got it. How are we gonna beat this guy without light arrows? Like, not enough light arrows, I mean, because we have no magic. Stab him in the eye! We are not turning back. Do regular arrows work, you would think? Yes, they do. They're probably less damage, though. I never knew that, somehow. I've only ever used light arrows on these guys. Well, this is a little bit of a battle. It's like Breath of the Wild here all of a sudden. Taking all this time on enemies. That's coming this year, Breath of the Wild 2. What, Tears of the Kingdom, that's what it's called. Alright, buddy, come on. Oh, don't knock me off, though. I'm getting wrecked. Bells chiming and everything. Come on, man, we got a delivery to make after this. There it is, jeez. Got my arrows all back, that's good. Now, well, the magic is fine because there's the jars. Now, get out of here. You know one health thing that concerns me? Just to throw in a little bit of real-life commentary here. Sometimes when I'm driving, I can't stabilize my vision. Like, one eye works fine, but both of them together, they don't stabilize the image. And I see duplicates of stuff, and it, like, it's weird. And it's scary. And I don't know what's causing that. It's not because of the recent medication, either. Because it's been going on for a while. So that's one thing that slightly concerns me about getting back to the normality of things. Alright, let's do a twin mold. One temple down here in a second. Well, not a second, but... Oh yeah, everything skipped. Get huge! What do you know about Brown Link? That was a series of whiffs, man. Definitely gotta watch this magic, because we have nothing. This boss music is so much better than Ocarina of Time, though. Stating my opinions like facts. But isn't that what everybody does, though? Where's the magic? Magic, magic, where are you? Well, looks like we're going back to arrows. Speaking of, there's some arrows. Missed them. Magic! It's going away! No! I don't think the bunny hood works on the sand. Alright, well the red one was pretty damaged, so that makes sense. Now the blue one's gonna take some work, though. Every now and then I get a good shot. Oh, there's magic. Disappearing again? Yep. We could do this with the bow. We have 35 arrows. There's no reason that we can't do this. Except for sucking. Oh. I didn't mean that as like an instruction. Anyway, for something else to talk about, going back to the video things. Oh, I thought I had a good tracing thing going on there. Oh, here we go. Let's just end it. There it is. But yeah, those Vanity Fair videos with like Rob Paulson and Bob Bergen and Tara Strong and all them. One of the ones that they do is they improvise voices for like 12 new characters or something. And those are interesting to watch, just how well their voices that they come up with fit the illustrations that they're shown. So nothing good there, just a red potion and a useless shield. Oh yeah, that was Snowhead. Well, wait a minute. We gotta go to the postman, but... it's really just that lake. Oh, well, there is that grotto, too. Whoops. Well, alright, let's just clear this out first. Well, alright, Goron Race, I seem to recall making that recently crap, so that means it's probably still crap. Whoa. What the heck was that? Probably for Ocarina of Time, I'll do a crazier seed one day, but probably never this game. I say that, but I don't know. Because how bad would it be to include the pots in this game, too? There's only so many. There's the ice arrows. What a spot for them, too, under the frozen lake. That's all the arrows. We're dungeon ready now. It's just the songs. And we don't have access to Ikana still. So, let's hope the postman can change that. Yeah, we could go back and do Great Bay. What time is it? We've got plenty of time. This'll take only like a couple hours off of the in-game clock. Oh, look at him go so slowly. That's probably gotta speed things up here. I was hoping he would just come out the door. That almost looks like a beer sign, the lottery sign back there. So it is the eve after that first chunk I recorded, so I still haven't had my next dose of this medication, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to affect me. I'm just kind of buzzing off of energy drinks right now. So, will it be worth it, or should we have gone in there and given it to the lady now that we have that mask? Which I forgot about, dude, the bar. Okay, so we gotta remember the bar for next cycle. Like, immediately. We gotta just do the bar and check that. We could just have another throwaway cycle, because if I get started on something day one, like redoing Anju Cafe, then there's no hope for it. I'm gonna forget again. I never even noticed that big orange sign at the top of the building for the milk bar. It's crazy what you ignore. Okay, the captain's house, so that's the whole graveyard. Slow time down. We've got time to do Great Bay. No keys. So it's just pump to pump. 10 p.m. It's about to do the timer. It is cutting it close. It's cutting it very close, I'm not gonna lie, but... Great Bay always seems to be the temple that gambles with the clock. Maybe that's why people hate it so much, because their first time they had to warp out. I mean, obviously, this doesn't count at all, because this is a randomizer and everything's turned all kinds of ways. We're in Woodfall right now to get to it. But... let's do it. No fairies. Let's bank on the fairies being useless. No fairies, no keys, no problem. Let's go. We already pulled the pump. It's the beginning of the 10 p.m. hour, too, so that's good. That's a lot of extra time. Green pumps. The green pumps are really the only thing that matters. If there was a way to trigger them without the red pumps, we could get in and out of this so fast. But unfortunately, there's no way around it. Mommy Hood, don't knock me off, please. Oh, why is it choppy like that? The magic is a problem. I wish I had a green potion still. Let's actually remedy that before we do anything. These are the kind of things that you don't think about. You have a random room to think to put pots at the very bottom with magic in it. That's good game design. Somebody has to go over and check that over and be like, there's a high chance that you're gonna run out of magic here. But even that, if it was a Zelda Maker, like Mario Maker, people get mad if you don't put power-ups in a pipe, and instead you put them in a block. Like this room, you could smash all the pots and run out of magic. Unless they regenerate when you go in and out of the door, I don't know. But we don't have time to check that. So, early red pump access thanks to already having ice arrows. Need a stupid hook shot. This could be something good. No, just beans. I'm pretty sure the monkey, which is the only thing that beans matter for, I often check as enforced junk. For that very reason that you never know where the beans and the spring water are gonna be, and to have them both at the same time. Like if spring water especially is randomized. Sorry, I'm not really saying much. I'm focusing on this temple. Alright, that's switch 1. Zora Link. And now the key thing comes into play. Because we don't need the small key that's in the next room. We don't need to mess with this fairy, which is awesome. Ah, I almost had it. I had it perfect. What happened? Okay, here we go. Small key, compass, big key. Or boss key. It's not a link to the past. Oh, that's right. The boss key's open too, so we don't even need to do the hop. Wait, was there any reason to be in here? Was the compass something? No. That's amazing. That whole room is useless. We just... Had I realized that immediately going in it, I would have just hopped right in the pool. Although I didn't really check the bottom. That could have been something, the small key. Timer's up on screen now. Ice arrow chest could be something, but let's roll the dice and gamble. Because I am getting a little bit worried. Now that the timer is on the screen. And that is the slowest boss. So, absolutely. Okay, now watch the ladders and the pipes. Red and yellow pipes don't go where green is. Which means we gotta get up there. This should be good. This is the beginning, right? Spatial reasoning? Yes. Okay. I don't even know if that was spatial reasoning or not. Just felt like something to say. It's something related to that anyway. Red on, yellow off. Swim to the green pumps. Don't even worry about the fairies. They're the slow part of the green section. We got this, no problem. As long as the Gaiorg fight is clean. You know what I just realized? I forgot to take my other medication today. Whoops. Oh well. Worst case scenario, I get a headache. It's so fast and fluid. I love this temple so much. Screw this room. Oh my gosh, that was almost perfect. Had I... Well, I guess there's no way around it. You gotta bonk it. No, best case scenario would be to just miss the barrel, switch to Goron Link, punch it, grab the magic, switch back to Human Link, hop on the thing before it goes up the first time. Yeah, that would be the optimal solution. Doesn't matter, we did it anyway. Now, do not fall on this weird thing that sometimes is a huge jerk. Okay, we're good. Fire arrows, we actually need some arrows. Which luckily they think about these things. This is it, final green pump. 4.5 minutes, which is basically what, like 8 minutes? It's double or something. We're fine. That's it, home stretch. Oh, actually, there is that final pump is in the boss room itself. It doesn't feel right not getting the fairies, though, but it is sweet. I like flying through this thing, just following the currents, and like it's amazing when you take the stray fairies out, how fast these are. Take the keys out, too. Ah, crud. Starting to wonder if I could pull this off had I had to fight both mini-bosses. Probably not. Which upsets me because I want it to be possible. I think I overestimated my ability here. I mean, we're fine now, but under normal conditions with the keys and the bosses, I don't think it's possible coming from 10 p.m. Oh yeah, that skipped too. He seems to be right here. I see the bubbles. He's gonna ram me. Stupid Z target not working. There we go. Ah, we had to bonk, didn't we? Ah! Alright, we can pick it back up. Maybe after he rams again. Yeah, sit down. Not even gonna stop for the magic. Let's just go, get out of the way, fish. I'm gonna smack you. That seemed too far away, but I'm glad it worked. Where are you? Swing wide, and we're good to go. That triggers the babies. 2 more to go. Yeah, nice try. I know how to dive out of there, you dope. What the heck? Who said to put the Deku mask on? GameCube D-pad. That's who. $3:11:35 to go. What is that, a compass? We don't need that trash. I like the footsteps sound of the Zora mask. That's 2 down, man. Yes. We're getting close. We're getting close to the base. Oh yeah, the butler. That man, we're bypassing a lot of stuff though when you think about it. We're bypassing the fairies, we're bypassing the ice arrow chest. The keys chest, we verified that the keys were nothing. They weren't in gold trim. And now we're passing up the butler, who might be trash though. We don't remember. It's whatever the settings of the previous seed. We would have to scan all my old videos to see if I ever said, oh yeah, the butler's trash. I forced him to be junk. And nobody's got that time. Speaking of time, 46 rupees that have to deposit. Look at that moon. The moon is down. We have a red potion. I noticed. We have the lens of truth. And we have technically 6 minutes. Do you know what this means? We just bypassed 500, that's what that means. Oh, what a bunch of trash. I was really hoping that that was gonna be something too, just to make the moment even crazier. Why not? We've got the time. I think we could easily pull this off. So the bar. We have to remember the bar for the next cycle. But, maybe I should write that down after this, because I think I'm gonna take a break again. I have to go to the bathroom, man! Could be the energy drinks. They just eat right through your bladder, you know? It's getting to be kind of late, too. I gotta see. I don't know how much... We have 2 bosses left to go, but how to get to them is still a mystery. There's another check down. What do we get? Just milk, not even a bottle. Well, at least we checked. And it was fun to do it last minute. Now, I'm curious. I know Gibdo Mask works for this, but does this? No. How the heck are we gonna get to Econ? Well, that is a good point, what this thing just said. There is still the Gorman race. There's Gorman in the bar. Well, that is the bar that we've been talking about. There's all of the graveyard. Everything we skipped, which, cross your fingers. Okay, so the bar and the graveyard immediately come to mind. I'll have to write that down, because I'm gonna stop again and come back to this in a minute. Or maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I'll have to see how the night goes from here. But I think I will just combine it all in one video, so I'll see you in like 2 seconds, and it won't matter anyway. Dawn of the first day, here we go again. The bar and the graveyard, it's what we have written down. It's what we said we were gonna check next. I don't care about the problem at Woodfall. Let's do this. We got 2 dungeons left out there somewhere. What's the fastest way into the bar? I don't remember what time it opens. I guess we'll just play the usual song. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the magic spoon? Do. I love that song, man. Stuck in my head. I was just listening to it. I want to say it's like 8, 9, or 10. But I don't trust the door, so let's gamble with the Sun Song at this entrance right here. That's probably good, 10 o'clock. It's probably the safest bet of the 3 numbers. The Sun Song sounds interesting on piano. I feel like anybody could play it, because there's like one finger going really fast, you know? Alright, Toto, strike up the band. Play a song that everybody knows. If I'm not your kind, then don't tell a soul. Because I'm not the one who hates being alone, so come on. Very nice. Let's get in Big Chonky. I love the Milk Bar song so much. I feel like they perfectly captured the essence of being drunk or hungover late at night, or otherwise just sitting there on your own somewhere in public, depressed. All by yourself. Nothing to do. I wonder what this would sound like if you changed all the instruments to piano. It'd probably be nice. It's their old standby ballad of the windfish. That's how I always picture him saying it when he does that over-the-shoulder look. Come on, get in the spotlight. That Malin voice gets so brooding. How's it taste, Gorman? It's their old standby ballad of the windfish. Gibdo mask. Wait a second. I do like that notebook jingle. Hold on. Bust out the guitar. We were just talking about this. Were we not? How in Vanilla Majora's Mask, the Gyro's Mask and the Gibdo Mask serve the same purpose in gaining access to Ikana Canyon, but in ordinary circumstances... What do we do, though? Stick to the plan. We're going to the graveyard. We have it written down. That's 3 things. But the Gibdo mask, though, we have to test it. Let's get Epona out here, because yeah, in ordinary circumstances, you would never have the Gibdo mask before getting to Ikana Canyon. But even in Vanilla Majora's Mask, it works. It even says so on the randomizer page. So, since we're riding by it, we might as well. Like, if you go to the Zoe Zolatova GitHub or whatever, right there on the main page, where it lists all the, not the releases, but like the main page of it, all the about information says something about that. Perhaps you may be able to save the souls. Holy crap, it does work. That changes everything, dude. But oh no, hold on. We gotta stick to the plan, though. But no, this does change a lot. We have access to another dungeon. Whatever the heck it might be, Woodfall or Snowhead. Those are the two that are left. Okay, so... we don't have Song of Storms, though. Speaking of, maybe it's in its vanilla location. I doubt it, but... oh, we don't have Fierce Deity's Mask to do the grave hopping, either. Well, one thing at a time. There's gotta be a way you could, like, bomb chew hover over there. This should be set to instant, I believe. Or very short. It's not instant. Normally it takes way longer for it to refresh, but it's very cool that you can change that. An empty bottle. Always a nice find, I guess. We have no arrows or sticks. I don't think there's any down here. Oh, thank God. Hold on, what do we not have? Because we can go to Stone Tower, which... hit the owl statue, invert it, and that inverted one is either Woodfall or Snowhead. What's the other dungeon that's left? Oh, get out of there, jeez. Yeah, nice try, Bob. Great Bay. The turtle. That's what's left. Can we do that? Let's see, we need ice arrows next. Because we gotta freeze... well, we don't need them. We could do the hookshot trick. But we have 7 arrows to kill. So, okay, yeah, this changes everything, because I was gonna just kill the cycle. Do days 2 and 3, but now we can do Ikana Castle. Well, we don't have powder keg. We don't need it. We have light arrows. And the mirror shield is only used for the boss fight. But yeah, we don't have Song of Storms to do the house, so we can't do Pamela's father. The well is always garbage. I hate that place. It's just a trading waste of time. Trade quest. So that thing is always, like, permanently always gonna be in the junk locations whenever I do these things. Except for maybe the mirror shield chest at the end, because it is possible to grab that, as we've seen in several of the seeds before this one. Oh, come on! Oh yeah, there's that whole mini-boss cave, too. No! Where was the ocean title deed? I don't remember where I grabbed that. One of those things was deep into a whole layer of trades. Whatever, we'll have to worry about that some other time. Let's just focus on the new stuff that we can do. Yeah, I guess beat the boss of Ikana Castle. Are there other chests in there, though? I don't think there are. Maybe by, like, the Deku? So annoying, that Jinx. I'm really trying to rack my brain right now. I can't picture a chest in this place. There's a Wizrobe boss fight, there's powder keg holes, mirror shield blocks, rupees galore, piece of heart up at the top, that's what it is. Let's just focus on the boss right now. Gotta love coming in here with light arrows. Let's get our good old bunny hood. Oh wow, yeah, that's right, everything's skipped. I thought he was supposed to do that second. Is it curtain specific? That would be weird. Alright, let's go, you dopes. I don't remember how to fight him. Like, I know how to kill him, but... Alright, the king now. Ego Steakana, or whatever his name is. We gotta get him closer to the light. That's a cool attack, you never really get to gaze at it. Goes on for a long time, too. This guy should have been in Smash. If there was like a Zelda Smash Bros, he absolutely would be. Is that close enough? Yes. Alright. Elegy of Emptiness is the Bossa Nova. Wait a minute. That's it. We climb Stone Tower, beat the dungeon. Bossa Nova is the turtle, which is the other dungeon. That's the 2 dungeons. What else do we need? Fierce Deity's Mask? That's not necessary. We could beat Majora the old-fashioned way. I'm not missing something, am I? I think we're done, dude. Let's just climb Stone Tower and see what happens. I'm just trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Song of Storms to get Pamela's dad, but what do we need? Oh, this place. I guess I'll see you at the top. Alright. They did make it a little bit less of a headache. Just how fast the elegy is now. I still don't like it, though. I never did like this place. But yeah, you see how fast it is? Oh yeah, that's right, we gotta just flip this thing. I'm sitting here trying to figure out the puzzle to get into the place, but we have no reason to go into Stone Tower right now. We just gotta flip it and see what that is. For those of you who play instruments and sing, did it take you a really long time to learn how to do both at the same time? Like, play what you have to play, but then also sing different stuff on top of what you're playing? Woodfall! Alright, let's clean sweep this place. Oh, wait, pot. That actually worked out nicely. No keys? Wait a minute, that means we don't have to fight the frog. I'm liking this just disable the keys thing. I still don't know which way to go though. What does this mean? We normally go to the right first. The left is to just get fairies and nonsense. There's a small key over here. It's nothing important. We can see what the bow chest is. That could be something. Well, yeah, I'm not saying like I'm trying to learn an instrument or anything and sing at the same time. I can't sing worth a crap. That'll never happen. But I marvel at it, because in the little break I took, I was listening to music, and there's a lot of, I keep talking about it. I don't know what I talk about in which videos. It doesn't matter, because like, I don't know, I have this thing where I feel like if I talk about something in a video, I have to take note of it and then talk about it again in a randomizer, because, well, just everything we were talking about in Pirate's Fortress. But if you've been watching, like, since Death Stranding, I've been talking about Bruce Springsteen a lot. And I was watching some of those videos, and, oh, hey! Well, there you... That's... Wait a minute. So we had to do the Gibdo thing. Because the only way into Woodfall is climbing Stone Tower, and the only way to Stone Tower is Ikana Canyon, and the only way to Ikana Canyon is the Garro's Mask, but the Garro's Mask is in Woodfall. So it had to be Gibdo. That's weird. I'm glad that just worked out, though. I kind of wasn't even thinking about the Garro's Mask. But yeah, the Bruce Springsteen thing. He's got a lot of good live performances from like 1978. There's, I don't know, just something about just being that front man. Having that energy. And talent. I don't know, just that multitasking of singing with vigor too. It's like not even just singing, but putting on a show and a performance. I realize the frontmans of a lot of things, the front men, if you will, sometimes they do that thing where they stop playing their guitar or whatever and they focus on just whatever they're doing, singing or... I love this no keys, man. We just gotta get to the other side of this room and we're done. But isn't that a sign of intelligence, though, if you can multitask in that way? I don't know, I guess there's like scientists and stuff that do crazy things in the world and they can't play an instrument. One of you guys recently called me out on that, where I will find anything, any reason to hate myself more. And you can tell that's where I'm going with this, I guess, is just the fact that I can't play an instrument and sing at the same time, so I'm not good enough in some light. Whoops, I think we just jumped to this, don't we? I don't know where I learned this behavior, though, to just constantly hate on yourself for everything, because, like, this is the thing, though. There's somebody out there that's gonna hate your guts for the very reasons that you're deciding to hate on yourself for this moment, whatever it is. And I guess you're supposed to learn to just not care about that, but... Like, I'm fully aware there's people that can't stand the videos I've put out, whether they've made it vocally or not. Yeah, that's right, buddy, sit down. It's just weird the fact that, like, simply existing is a disgusting thing for somebody. I don't even know what curing Ikana does. I don't think it has an effect on anything, really. Except for the Poe Hut. It disables the Poe Hut. Let's just get on with it. Bossa Nova time. So it's gonna be Snowhead. Start bottling fairies for the Majora fight, just in case it goes sideways. We don't have too many hearts. Oh yeah, we gotta, What? Oh! I was like, why is it fading to black? Yeah, this song always, gets me. Oh man, Snowhead without keys. How crazy is this gonna be? I'm happy, man. I like when we're on the home stretch. Like, it's fun figuring it out, it's fun being surprised, but there is a duration, I think. When it starts pushing beyond 4 hours and you're still searching, it's like, alright, what do we do now? It starts to get exhausting and the headaches come on. So I love when it all just falls into place and you're on your way home. We haven't had to get a single stray fairy, that's amazing. I mean, like, there might be something. Powder keg, fierce deity's mask. They might be locked behind the fairies somewhere, you never know. I'm surprised we didn't have to worry about the powder keg at all. Picto box was useless. It's nice though. Imagine if this was a really complicated thing with everything enabled. How long it would be. Like, who wants to see that? That's what I'm getting at. That's why I enforce junk locations in certain things. Like the well. Do you really want to sit there and watch a 12-hour video of mostly just resetting the cycle and... I don't know, it's nice that these things end up being relatively quick for what Majora's Mask is. Sure, maybe like a one-off, one instance, a very tough seed, but I think Ocarina of Time is better suited for that, like I was saying before. I think if I do another randomizer, Link to the Past would be next. Just kind of feeling the 2D, going back to where it all started for me with Zelda. I was at one point gonna do the Zelda 1, Metroid 1 crossover when I, like, right after I'd Let's Played both of those games. But, I'm way out of practice in those now. I don't know that I really want to do it right now. I don't know how well it would go over. I feel like those two people care less about. Maybe I'll do nothing in 2023 until the new Zelda comes out. I don't really know, man. It's kind of crazy right now. It's like not good times. It's scary. I guess in the end, it doesn't really matter much. Like, it's been about 5 years, but in a way, seriously, doing only this, it's only been 3 years. And, like, you could look at that as just time that you passed. But there's this notion all the time that you have to be constantly building for the future. Like, you need to have a 401k, and you need... I don't know, just all the stuff that you contribute money to at a typical job. Like, you need to be constantly contributing to your future and saving for the next big investment. And YouTube doesn't really allow that to happen unless you're super lucky. So in a way, the 3 years that I've done YouTube full-time, it's no different than living in an apartment versus a house. People always say you're pissing away your money living in an apartment. when you could be putting that money towards a mortgage instead of just throwing it away to a landlord or whatever. But in the end, what's it really matter if you lived and you were happy at some point during that time and you were able to feed yourself and you had a roof over your head? Like, does it really matter that you didn't work towards the future? I think that just goes in tandem with what I was saying before, where like it doesn't matter what you do, somebody's gonna hate you for it. Somebody's gonna have something to say all the time. What the heck? Why isn't he charging it up? So quick, so easy. I love it. It's gonna be real hard to not always do this. Like, how do you go back to vanilla Majora's Mask when you could just get rid of everything? I don't know. It literally has made me physically smile right now, the fact that the keys don't exist. Alright, can we get the good goat that we got? Maybe in Randomizer number 4, the good one that people like? The one that really, I don't know, maybe there was other good ones too. No. I can't seem to get it. There were at least 2 seeds where I got it very well. And I can't seem to replicate it anymore. There it is, time to go face Majora. Although I really do wonder where the Fierce Deity's mask is. We probably have to invest in Chateau Romani, just in case. The pig mask. Mask of sense, that's right. Time to soft lock with the My Cow thing. No. I think they fixed that. I often wonder if there's a secret team of ninjas behind the randomizers that watch my ones and hear me complain about crap and then fix the bugs. Like, I wonder that about the My Cow thing specifically, since I had a thing entitled that. But I don't know. The likelihood is actually probably not. I think that's faster than the Song of Double Time, actually. Let's just use the Nighttime Day 2 here to take care of the Chateau Romani. I don't know why I feel like I need that. Uh, 94 plus 106 would be 200, right? Yeah, that whole future-mindedness, though. Because if you think about it, I guess, what if tragedy strikes? You never know, and you never hope for that, and it is kind of... unlikely, I guess? Thank God that worked. That's why we do it on day 2, though, just in case. I mean, like, that could even be random, but I like knowing that it's there, you know? Alright, we don't have too many hearts, but I can't remember how much damage Majora actually does. Probably nothing. But we could go scoop up another fairy while we wait. Like, there's a part of me, it's not 2023 yet as of me recording this, and there's a part of me that wonders, what if I have a severe reaction to the ketamine stuff, and something happens, and I don't make it to 2023, but then this video goes out anyway, and it's like a ghost. And I don't know. That's just anxiety talking. Like those stupid commercials, I'm Mr. Opportunity. And I'm knocking. I guess Milk Road is the closest ferry I can think of. I wonder if they'll ever remake Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask again, like they did with Pokemon. I feel like no, but maybe. It depends, like, what comes after the Switch. Because the Switch just feels like it's gonna be around for some time, you know? I wonder how long they're going to continue production of the Switch once the new thing comes out. Alright, we gotta be real careful here. Okay. Here goes nothing. When's the last time we fought Majora without the mask? Right down A, down right up. Good thing we had that. That was one of the early grabs. Like, you can have it so you can come to the moon early and check out these dungeons. I just don't know. It just seems so out of the way, though. With how many things there's to check down in the overworld. What if it's something on the moon that's making you not be able to beat the game, you know? Alright, let's do it! That's not gonna reach, is it? I guess I was thinking light arrows is why I needed Chateau Romani. This fight could have been so much more than it is, though, when you really think about it. It is nice to do it the legitimate way, though. You gotta watch out for that fire as Zoro Link, I know that much. I've made that mistake as a kid. No, I was hoping for arrows. Alright, this is where the arrow grab would have been nice, because now it's time for the barrage. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That was beautiful. Maybe we could afford to switch to light arrows here. The heck just happened? I'm doing it. That even didn't really do much. And the whips don't do anything when you're on the ground. Like, they could have made this so much harder than it is, you know? I don't even remember these spinning discs. There it is. So, what do we do now? That's the question. Start looking for work, I guess. We did it once before, though. 2017, 18, 19, I was working all during that time while I was making videos. It was the tail end of 2019 I left my job and got lucky with this channel, I guess, but all things fade over time, I suppose. At some point this year, the new Zelda game might revive some life into this thing, but beyond that, I'm kind of at a loss other than redoing Let's Plays and trying to do maybe a couple new ones I haven't done yet. Because there's definitely some old ones there that I could do a little bit better now, but again, there's that kind of what's the point? Especially if back then I had more of an audience than I do now. Despite the ever-increasing subscriber count, that kind of means nothing. So I don't know. It's just the weird state of things, I guess. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. Maybe it's just that I did a whole bunch of PlayStation 5 games in 2022, and people don't want to see that. I don't know, I thought it would be a nice variety thing instead of just Nintendo, Nintendo, Nintendo every 2 seconds. But you can't please all the people all the time, and last night all those people were at my show, as Mitch Hedberg says. I don't know. I like doing the regular Let's Plays, though. Episodic ones, just covering the past. Covering games that I remember. Games that are fun. And it was nice when things like Metroid Fusion had like 5,000 views per video. That felt good for a moment. So it's nice when like I do Vanilla Ocarina of Time most recently, I guess, and it gets about 3,000, 1,000 to 3,000. Like, that feels alright. It feels like we're getting somewhere and we could pay the bills and keep it going, but it keeps getting less and less, and definitely, like, if it's not Zelda, it's not anything. So I don't know. 2023 is scary, and I think we have to stop thinking about YouTube and go a different route. Maybe do a randomizer here and there just to see what happens with that, but I know these things have run their course. I'm definitely sick of them a lot, but I don't mind doing it every now and then. And they keep finding ways to change it up, and I know, like, for this one in particular, I don't really enable all the options that I could, which maybe that's getting old too, but there you go. Happy New Year, fireworks. Not that it's any different than beating the game any other time of the year, but we don't have to sit through the credits. I was just saying some closing thoughts, I guess, because, yeah, 2023, I don't know what I'm doing on this channel. Maybe all randomizers, Zelda when it comes out, Tears of the Kingdom. Although I don't know if I'm going to jump right on that or let myself just play it on my own time and then record it. That might be better. But there is, like, I don't know. I used to think there was something to be said about jumping on things first, but everybody and their brother's going to be doing that, so I don't think it really matters. Anyway, I'm not going to talk your ear off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel all this time. I hope we can keep it going. I hope we could do some interesting things, but we will just have to wait and see. Happy New Year, and take care.